jana ballabha girivardhari. Gopi jana ballabha girivardhari. Gopi jana ballabha girivardhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi jana ballabha girivardhari. Jaya Gopi jana ballabha girivardhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava śreyaḥ. Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata śreyaḥ. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar śreyaḥ. Jaya Lalita Visakha Lalita Visakha Lalita Visakha. Jaya Lalita Visakha. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Namane Prabhupada Sahityam Yapakasha Vidyacha Vacharam Vrindavan Sadhu Bhagavati Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanangana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yuddhāt Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sirupang Sagrajatan Sagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Siradha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sivisakambitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Vipasindhubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Continue reading from the Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Purport and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Chapter 2, Contents of the Gita summarized. Text number 31. Sva-dharmam api cāvekṣya na vikampitum arhasi dharmyād yuddhāc śreyaḥ kṣatriyasya na vidyate. Somebody else.
Sva-dharmam api
sva-dharmam api cāvekṣya, na vikampitum arhasi, yuddhāc anyat, kṣatriyasya na vidyate, sva-dharmam api cāvekṣya, na vikampitum arhasi, dharmyād yuddhāt śreyo nyat, kṣatriyasya na vidyate. Word for word meaning: sva-dharmam, one's own religious principles. Api, also. Cha, indeed. Avekṣya, considering. Na, never. Vikampitum, to hesitate. Arhasi, you deserve. Dharmyād, for religious principles. He, indeed. Yuddhāt, done fighting. Śreyaḥ, better engagement. Anyat, any other. Kṣatriyasya, of the kṣatriya. Na, does not. Vidyate, exist. Considering your specific duty as a kṣatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting unreligious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. Everybody please repeat. Considering your specific duty as a kṣatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting unreligious principles. And so, there is no need for hesitation. Purport. Out of the four orders of social administration, the second order for the matter of good administration is called kṣatriya. Kṣat means hurt. One who gives protection from harm is called kṣatriya. Trāyate, to give protection. The kṣatriyas are trained for killing in the forest. A kṣatriya would go into the forest and challenge a tiger face to face and fight with the tiger with his sword. When the tiger was killed, it would be offered the royal order of cremation. This system has been followed even up to the present day by the Kshatriya kings of Jaipur state. The Kṣatriyas are specially trained for challenging and killing because religious violence is sometimes a necessary factor. Therefore, Kṣatriyas are never meant for accepting directly the order of sannyāsa or renunciation. Non-violence in politics may be a diplomacy, but it is never a factor or principle. In the religious law books, it is stated, Abeshu mito nyonyang jikam shanto mahai yudamana parang shakya swargang yanti aparang mukha Yajnesu pasabo brahman hanyate satatang dijay samskrita kila mantraischa tepi swargang abapnuvam. Quote, in the battlefield, a king or kṣatriya, while fighting another king envious of him, is eligible for achieving the heavenly planets after death. As the brahmanas also attain the heavenly planets by sacrificing animals in the sacrificial fire. Therefore, killing on the battlefield, unreligious principles, and killing animals in the sacrificial fire are not at all considered to be acts of violence, because everyone is benefited by the religious principles involved. The animal sacrifice gets a human life immediately without undergoing the gradual evolutionary process from one form to another. And the kṣatriyas killed in the battlefield also attain the heavenly planets, as do the brahmanas who attain them by offering sacrifice. There are two kinds of sva-dharmas, specific duties. As long as one is not liberated, one has to perform the duties of his particular body in accordance with religious principles in order to achieve liberation. When one is liberated, one's sva-dharma, specific duty, becomes spiritual and is not in the material bodily concept. In the bodily conception of life, there are specific duties for the brahmanas and kṣatriyas respectively, and such duties are unavoidable. Sva-dharma is ordained by the Lord, and this will be clarified in the 4th chapter. On the bodily plane, sva-dharma is called varnashram dharma, or man's stepping stone for spiritual understanding. Human civilization begins from the stage of varnashram dharma, or specific duties in terms of the specific modes of nature of the body obtained. Discharging one's specific duty in any field of action in accordance with the orders of higher authorities serves to elevate one to a higher status of life. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sva-dharmam api cāvekṣya na vikampitum arhasi dharmyād yuddhāt śreyaḥ kṣatriyasya na vidyate. Sva-dharma. Many times mentioned in this purport by Srila Prabhupada from this verse. Sva-dharma means one's own religious principles, or Prabhupada also says specific duties. So each and every one of us, from our previous life or lifetimes, we have acquired a certain quality that is very prominent. But again, as Srila Prabhupada says, there is no pure goodness in the material world. There is no pure ignorance also, or pure rajagun, passion. It's all mixed up. So according to Chaturbanyam Mayashistam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, we attain specific qualities from our previous lifetimes, and due to that, the karma, we also carrying it in this lifetime. And accordingly, according to the qualities and to the work that we are engaged in from previous lifetimes, and again, we just carrying the residue from our last life. So here, in the notes that I have here, from text 31 to text 38, is about karma kanda, performing one's own duty. This is the answer to Arjuna's different arguments for him not to fight. Previously, we've heard about the nature of the soul, starting from text number 13, that we're not this body, and then it goes on. And up to here, it says that by performing prescribed duty, what is the gain? Material enjoyment. It is not to perform one's duty. It's like many times I've heard, Maharaj, I'm just doing my dharma. Have you heard that before? I just have to do my dharma and I'll be okay. I'm satisfied. This is what the Bhagavad-Gita says. No. Dharma, performing one's dharma is not the end of it, of all the processes. It's just like a stepping stone. It's like Ramananda Roy was asked by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, playing in the role of one who is inquiring. And Ramananda Roy is the one who is replying. Even though Ramananda Roy told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that actually you are the one who knows all of these things. So when he was asked what is the goal of life, this is one of the first reply. The goal of life is to fulfill one's dharma or work. But it is not so, because again, we have to perform our duty. But again, without dovetailing it into Krishna consciousness, it is still considered to be material. It is to be considered to be material. Material happiness comes from proper execution of one's dharma. Again, Prabhupada, this dharma doesn't change. Sanatan dharma. I was listening to a class, Srila Prabhupada. He was saying, Sanatan dharma, what is the occupational duty of everyone? Ultimately, is to serve Lord Krishna. This is everyone's duty. So irregardless whether we are Brahmana, Kṣatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, these are the four divisions in the society. Everyone should serve the Supreme Lord. And as Prabhupada says also, I have not done completely my mission. I only done 50% of my mission. And the other half is establishing the Varnashram Dharma. Even Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he mentions also that yes, because of our mentality and to the qualities that we have acquired, in Kali Yuga, we need to specifically have ourselves to be suitably situated in what dharma, that means our prescribed duty. And ultimately, we have to do it for Krishna. That's why this Varnashram Dharma is still material. But then there is what we call Daivi Varnashram, whereby Krishna is the center of all one's activities. In order for the society to completely be happy, not just materially, because material happiness is temporary. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. But spiritual happiness is unlimited. And we can only attain that when we understand that yes, let's say I'm in a mode of ignorance, a Sudra. But if I serve the other three classes in the society, and at the same time I chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, I offer my food to Krishna, I go to the mandir, then my life is also spiritualized. Is that correct? There's so many riskawalas here How many of them are chanting Hare Krishna? Most of their consciousness is rupees, rupees, rupees. They want to make as much money as possible. Yeah? But if they give, let's say, half of their income in propagation of Krishna consciousness, then their life will be successful. Who is that? Kṣatriya Sridhar? Yes? Kṣatriya Sridhar, he is a very poor Brahmana. But half of his income he will give for the worship of Ganga Mata. What can you gain, or what profit one can have by selling banana products? Banana leaves, banana fruit, banana flowers, everything bananas. But he will give 50% of that income for worshipping Ganga. And he had a very special relationship with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when he was asked during the Mahaprakash Leela, 21 hours pastimes of the Supreme Lord, revealing himself to each and every particular devotee, associates of the Supreme Lord, he asked Kṣatriya Sridhar, what benediction would you like to have? And Kṣatriya Sridhar says, no, I don't want any benediction, my dear Lord. No, I don't want. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he say, if we ask something from the Lord in return of what we give to Him or offer to Him, then it's like a business transaction. Commodity you give and then you want some payment. So, no, Kṣatriya Sridhar was asked again by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what kind of benedictions do you want to have? Because I'm indebted to you. And Kṣatriya Sridhar says, I don't want anything, my dear Lord. I just want to have that young boy Nimai be manifested in my consciousness. I want to have that relationship with Nimai. That means Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, birth after birth. Because it's so sweet, that relationship between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Kṣatriya Sridhar. During the Sankirtan, one of the Leelas, they were doing Sankirtan and they passed by the house of Kṣatriya Sridhar. Now Kṣatriya Sridhar's house is so, like, there's no roof, practically. And he will chant all night long. And people around may thinking, oh, this Kṣatriya Sridhar must be hungry. He doesn't have anything to eat. No, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so thirsty. And then he found this lota of Kṣatriya Sridhar. Is beaten up. You have that lota sometimes, still glass. And if it drops, you'll have mark on it. You'll have like some kind of a dent on it, right? And Kṣatriya Sridhar's lota is dent all over the place. He doesn't have money to buy a new lota because he gave half of his income to worship of Ganga. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to drink, and Kṣatriya Sridhar says, no, my dear Lord, don't. This is... It's like we don't offer our own utensils to the spiritual master to use, right? We should, as much as possible, we have to give our spiritual master something fresh and only he will use. So when he drank water from the lota of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, I've never tasted such sweet water in my life. What is your secret? Because he's a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, Kṣatriya Sridhar. So, regardless, the common theme here is that happiness comes from prescribed duty. By performing prescribed duty, one gains material enjoyment. So, Arjuna is a Kṣatriya. That is his prescribed duty is to fight. Right? It's like a policeman. Policeman's duty is to protect. So, kṣatriya, Prabhupada mentions here, the meaning of kṣatriya. Kṣatriya means to protect. So, Arjuna, he cannot back up now. Lord Chaitanya or Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, no, this is your prescribed duty. You have to fight. So by fighting, if you win, you'll get an unrivaled kingdom on earth. And if you lose, where do you go? You go to heaven, because you're doing your duty. So, by prescribed duty of fighting, it says here, I'm just reading some of the notes here. Kṣatriya, this is the second of the four social orders. Which one is the first then? Brahmana. The Brahmana is like the head of a society. By the head means the intellectuals. Usually kings, the Kṣatriyas, that's a king's duty, is to protect and to have the subjects become Krishna conscious. And usually the kings, they will have also advisors. And their advisors are not Kṣatriyas. Maybe some, but mostly they are Brahmanas. The Brahmanas, because they know the law of God, and they also know the law of man. So the duty of the Kṣatriyas, says here, to protect the citizens from all difficulties. Is that what the government is doing now? Maybe. No. The government is giving everyone freedom, not to protect them, but for the citizens to go to hell. Why? Because all the four regulative principles are being broken. During Parikshit Maharaj's time? No. Or King Prithu's time. We mentioned this earlier. During King Prithu's time, he's the ideal monarch. Ideal monarch. He says that if one does not want to die, he will not die at that time, during that time. Duty of a Kṣatriya also is to apply violence for law and order. Yeah, usually when you see the police cars in America, it says to protect, to serve and protect. This is the logo that they put into the police cars. Here on the side, they will say, to serve and to protect. To conquer inimical kings. Yes, inimical kings means envious kings. To conquer them. To rule the world according to religious principles. Yes, because Kṣatriyas means they are the ideal representative of the Supreme Lord. To be the king, to be the prime minister, to be the president of a country, he is what you call a servant leader. He's a servant also. He may be the master, he may be the main leader, but he also serves the whole country. Kṣatriyas are never meant for directly accepting the order of sannyāsa. Again, because of the modes of nature that they acquired, is more of a rajagun, more in the mode of passion. And those who are in the sannyas order is supposed to be in the mode of goodness. sattva gun, Brahminical in quality. Non-violence in politics may be diplomacy, but it is never a factor of principle. So these kṣatriyas from the Purport, we've read that they are trained for challenging and killing because religious violence is a necessary factor. It is their duty. If there is injustice and someone had done something which is against the principles of the law of man or law of God, then one should be punished. One should be penalized. You cannot go scot-free. We've told this story again before. Let's say in the family there is a policeman, but also in the family there is a child which is very mischievous, and one day the policeman father is doing his patrol, and then he found out that there is a bank robbery going on, and inside the bank is his son. So what is he going to do? Oh, he's my son. My dear son, go quick, go, run away. Run away. Go, escape. Is he going to do that? No. He's going to say, my dear son, come with me. Come with me to the prison. Go into the squad car. That is real justice, right? So, yes, he has to be honest. It's like in some countries there are bad cops. They're the ones who's stealing, They're the one who's doing the robbing. They will catch some criminal, and then they will steal whatever the criminal is having. We've heard that story in America. Is that true also in India? Of course. Bakshish. Under the table. Yeah? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Of course. This is present everywhere. There's no such thing as, an honest bad cop. It cannot go together. So, they are trained. They will go also to forest and challenge a tiger face to face with a sword and offer tiger for royal order of cremation. Yeah, they're allowed to do that. In the older days, they allowed, because in those days a lot of wild tigers and wild animals. So they will use their skills of martial arts. Sometimes even great kings, they would kill a tiger by hand, not by any weapon. They will use their strength, their power to kill a tiger or a lion. It must be really strong. Was that Bahula? Is that Bahula guy? Is that movie? Where's that movie? Huh? Bahubali? Yes? Did you see that movie? No. Well, I think I've seen it on the airplane or something. Yeah, he was like very strong, isn't it? He can jump, he's a kṣatriya. He's a real kṣatriya. And he is there as for just an example. So, they are allowed to go hunting. And then when they will kill an animal, let's say for a tiger, they will have a royal order of cremation for the tiger. Also it says here, religious law books on violence. The followings are not acts of violence. Sacrificial or sacrificing animals. Also, sacrificial animal killing by brahmanas. Animals immediately gets the human body without evolutionary cycle. The brahmana gets heavenly planets. So yes, they can do that to test the mantra. To test the mantra, the brahmanas, they will cast some mantra, and the Animals will be killed, will die, but then the animals will be revived and will become human being. So that is allowed. And kṣatriyas fighting and religious principles get heavenly planets if killed. Unfortunately, there's what you call so many religious war right now, but it's not really religious. It's more of misusing what is written in their own sacred texts. No sacred text will say kill somebody because he doesn't belong to your religion. Is that justice? Will God say that? Oh, if he doesn't belongs to our religion, they shall be wiped out. No. No, because we're all brothers, we're all the same family. So it cannot be like that. So to avoid the fighting, the prescribed duty, the dharma of a kṣatriya, like Arjuna, it'll be resolved for his infamy. That means, and what Krishna says, infamy is worse than death. It's like for a kṣatriya, like a king, they go in the battle, and let's say the king lost and he went back to his kingdom, and he will tell his queen that, oh, I lost the battle. The queen will say, better you not come back home. Better you just stay there and die. They will not do that. Coming back to the kingdom and a loss in the battle. So yes, they will not do that. It says here also, fighting unreligious principles, infamy. Yes, if the kings or the kṣatriyas, talking about kings here, kṣatriyas, they refuse to fight because that is their duty, then it is a sin. It is considered to be a sin. The sinful reaction will be that kṣatriya will go to hell. So, sva-dharma, specific duties. So we have two specific duties, material and spiritual. Materially, we have to do what we are meant to do, and spiritually, we have to serve Lord Krishna. So it doesn't matter which we are situated in any one of those divisions in the society, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, they still worship the Supreme Lord. It's like if you go to Loy Bazaar early in the morning, the Vaishyas, the vendors, what is the first thing that they will do? They will offer incense, right, to the picture. Or they will have a Brahmana, because if the Brahmana will do it, they will do it like perfectly. Instead of them doing, I've seen it, instead of the owner of the store will do the actual offering of the incense and flowers, he will have a Brahmana to come. And the Brahmana will do the puja first. So in a sense, they're trying to spiritualize what they're doing. And they will tell you, Prabhuji, for you I do not make profit. I don't make profit to you. And whenever you ask them something that they don't have, oh Prabhuji, come tomorrow, I have it. They will always say, come back tomorrow or later on. So, yes, sva-dharma, material and spiritual. Spiritual sva-dharma means attained after liberation. Material sva-dharma is varnashram dharma, duties which are performed in accordance with the religious principles according to the particular body to gradually achieve liberation. It's a must for human society. So human civilization starts from this, in Varnashram Dharma. As Prabhupada says also, there is no difference between animal and human form of life. The only difference is that when one comes to the spiritual platform. So this is ordained by the Lord. They are unavoidable. This is man's stepping stone for spiritual understanding. So we have this Varnashram department or ministry in our society. We try to implement the teachings of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna based from the Bhagavad-Gita and other scriptures. And we have some successful programs going on like that. We've heard in Europe, it's like the one in New Brajadam. Yeah? This is in, where is this? In Hungary. Yes? You've heard of that? His Holiness Sivaram Swami, he established that. I've heard they don't use electricity there. Yeah? Back to basics. We had that program when we went to GBC College also. In Varnashram society, they have their own monetary system. So the devotees who are in the Varnashram program, they will buy the commodity with their own currency. So everything goes back. Nothing is misspent. Of course, we cannot do that. Like buy with their own currency outside. The currency is only within the community. They produce their own products. They have vegetables, if they can have making cloth, everything that they all need. And then they all have also like maintenance given. And they will buy, there's exchange. So everything is inside, nothing goes out. So that is what you call self-sufficiency, self-sustainability. Hopefully we'll have that in the future. Because if it is done accordance with the higher authorities, it will elevate one to the higher states of life, which is Krishna consciousness. That is the goal ultimately. So this is the text 31. We'll stop here now. Are there any questions? Any points? Yes, Prabhu?
Maharaj, you spoke about this, radical Islam. They say that anyone who is a non-Muslim is an atheist, kafir. And you can
Anyone who's a non-Islam Muslim is
an atheist.
Atheist?
Who can be killed.
Acha?
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
That's why
There'll be a lot of blood all over the place.
there's so much blood all over the place in the Middle East. So, is the interpretation wrong? Because they say the Quran quotes this.
Yeah, but there is so many so-called, we're not saying they are cheating religion, but it's the way how they interpret. It's like the Christians also says what? Thou shalt not kill. And Prabhupada would say that applies to everyone, even to animals. So if he says, no, that is only for man. That's why they use that excuse so that they can eat meat. They can eat flesh. So I would say, because even amongst Muslims, they have many factions. Yeah. But in Vaishnavism, there are also many, but we all have the same one God. We all have to surrender to Krishna. We all have to serve Him. And if they don't do that, then That's why Prabhupada says the best religion is the one that shows you how to love God. That is the best religion. It's not that the best religion is to kill others who doesn't belong to your religion. Where does it say like that? Huh?
That's what they follow.
Yeah, that's what they are misled. They're misled. Huh? Yeah. That's why for the next 10,000 years, this Sanatan Dharma will be the religion. Vaishnavism will be the main religion. We may not see this because 10,000 years is quite a long time. 100 years is quite a long time. We may not see this, but if we continue on having the application of what we're reading. See, the test of the Bhagavad-Gita is how we apply it to our everyday activities. It didn't say, even though the Bhagavad-Gita happened in a battlefield, but it's promoting non-violence. How is that? You have to fight, but your fighting is for a higher purpose. Isn't it? Arjuna is told to kill his kinsman to establish the principles of religion. So who can understand this? Only a devotee. Only a devotee. Yeah. Even though it is about war, Mahabharata is a friction between two, the same family, but relatives. But still, it is promoting non-violence. Because non-violence means you do everything for Krishna. You do everything for Krishna. That's what he is telling Arjuna. You do it for me. You don't have any other choice. You have to fight. Even though you're fighting against your kinsmen. But don't worry, they'll be promoted. If they get killed, they get promoted to the heavenly planets. And because Krishna was there, they all get moksha also. They also go get liberated. So other religions, I don't know. It's really like confusing. How is that? Everyone will be wiped out except ourselves. No, we don't want that. We try to kill them, their mentality. That's the meaning of Janardana. Janardana means killer of the atheist. But we don't use guns and knives to kill them. We kill them. We're all servants of Janardana. So we have to kill all the atheists by killing their atheistic mentality with the knowledge from the Bhagavad-Gita. Yes? Any other points? Yes?
Alright.
Valo.
The last line. From the last line, fifth line.
What it says?
Stepping stone for man's spiritual understanding.
Yeah.
But
Stepping stone.
when Ramananda said this, Varnasrama Dharma, Mahaprabhu rejected, right?
Yeah.
But here, what is the mode of Prabhupada?
Stepping stone. That means we have to follow that also. It's like if we don't know what we're supposed to do, that's why the spiritual master comes in. Because he will engage us according to our propensity or propensities. So we have to engage properly. If you're a Sudra and you're playing the role of a Brahmana, that will not work. Okay? If you're a Brahmana and you're playing the role of a Kṣatriya, and that will not work also. You have to be properly situated. That is the stepping stone. Properly situated, but at the same time, you're doing it for Krishna. Then it becomes spiritualized. That's why it's called Daivi Varnashram. We don't believe in a caste system. My father is a Brahmana, therefore I'm a Brahmana. No, that doesn't work. To say that my father is a judge, therefore I am a judge also. No, you have to go to school, law school. You have to be qualified. Okay, so we have to know where we are supposed to be situated. And if we don't know, that's why we need guru, we need spiritual master. He'll engage us, he knows. He knows us more than we do. Because he is the external manifestation of God, of Krishna. He knows. Okay? So that's why we have Gurukul also. In the Gurukul, everyone is accepted. Even if you're a son of a king or a son of a pauper, son of a beggar, you can also go to Gurukul. Yes? But then the Gurukul, in the Gurukul means the school of the spiritual master, then they'll be engaged accordingly also. Accordingly. But we have a Gurukul in Mayapur. So before you enter there, they will check your astrological chart. Because they can tell, oh, he's a Brahmana. Oh, he's a kṣatriya. Oh, okay, he's more in a Vaishya mood. They will tell, and then they know already how to mold you. That works for the men, for the boys. How about for the ladies? They're just at home. This is the Vedic culture. Of course, nowadays, women also are capable, they're very intelligent. As Prabhupada says, there's no difference between my students, boys and girls. They're equal. Yeah? And sometimes even the women are so qualified. He told it to Yamuna Mataji that no, if she is in a man's body, it could be a GBC. But then that changed also later on. Malati Mataji became GBC. But then she resigned now. We probably have only one GBC Mataji from Germany. Yes? What's her name? I can't remember now. What's her name? Any other points or question? But Prabhupada says the society has been established to create a Brahminical class in the society. Ultimately, that is our goal. To be in that category of Brahmanas in the society. And Prabhupada is so revolutionary. Nowhere in the world that the woman becomes initiated into Brahmana. No. No. In Gaudiya Math? I don't think so. Prabhupada did. That's right. Prabhupada did. The Acharya can do that. Isn't it? Huh? So let's just do our part. Continue what we're doing. But become more and more engaged in hearing and chanting. So in this way, the society will go on for the next 10,000 years. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjuna being a kṣatriya to fight ki jai. Itai go Shitana Premanandi. Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna.